married nearly a year, and we thought we would do a 1 year married review. Do you feel pressured to have kids now that you're married? Do you feel more in love with me? My mind was taken up each day by feeling jealous or feeling sad. Now I can devote my whole mind to
arts and crafts.
Arts and crafts. To everything. Hello guys, and welcome back to our channel. So we have nearly been married for 1 whole year.
It is currently exactly a week away. We've been married for 51 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's how it works.
51?
Exactly 52 weeks in a year?
Something like that.
Yeah, sure.
Mostly.
Yeah.
Don't need to go into details. We've been married nearly a year, and we thought we would do a 1 year married review. When we were getting married, we had a lot of questions on getting married young and being quite sort of young to get married, basically. And there were a lot of things like, you know, will you regret it, or sort of queries about that. So I thought at the time it would be interesting to do a year.
People were querying.
Querying.
Like, do you think you'll regret that, guys? Do you think you'll have an ugly divorce within a year? How have you found it, Carys?
Has my 1 year of marriage been?
Yeah, has it been different
Well,
at all to how you thought it was going to be?
life has been so similar, and like
Life has been so similar. COVID. Moved house.
Yeah. So we've done a lot this year. This year's been amazing. Since we got married, 28th of June 2019 until 28th of June this year. We've done so much. We are so fortunate to have been able to travel and just have the most amazing memories. But whether anything changed because of the ring on my finger, I don't think it did.
No.
I don't think... Oh, stuff has changed in terms of... I feel more like a family. And I feel like... quite special when I say like my husband, or
I'm used to it
I
now.
don't know. Yeah, I'm used to it.
I remember getting married, and for like, I can't remember how long the time period was now, but it felt like months and months still not being able to call you my wife. Not being able to call you, but I instantly go girlfriend. I hadn't even got used to fiance. We were engaged for a year, so I always kind of just went girlfriend, and I'd be like, oh, fiance, oh, wife, and we'd eventually get there. Now we're like, wife is just normal, and I felt quite. I did personally feel quite young to have a wife. Yeah, I still do. Which is why I think I struggled to say wife, when now I'm like, no, wife. I don't know what's changed. Yeah, you just get used to saying it just like you do with anything, I guess. But I definitely still feel young to be married, and I think a lot of people, when they meet us, still think that we're quite young. I think it's when the majority of your friends are not married. Yeah. You know, any actually. But no, I have one friend. And a lot of them aren't even in long-term relationships, so that's when you start to feel really young. Yeah. Not that kind of relationships or marriage obviously define anyone. Nope. But like, you know, it's more common that people are married kind of early 30s, you know, whatever these days. But in terms of like, I know we got a lot of questions early on when we were getting married about family and friends, but it's funny that any of our family and friends like didn't really think twice about us getting married. It was very much just like, yeah, of course, James and Carys getting married. I don't know, we were just... Not that they'd question it to our face. You're 22 and 23. You're getting married. You don't even like each other, do you? We've only been together 6 years. I know. Yeah, so we've been together... We were together 5 years when we got married, and on our 1 year wedding anniversary, we have been together for 6 years. So we've been together a long time. Which is mad, why people would question... I understand it in many ways, because obviously when you're younger, your life changes quicker. Yeah. So you're more likely to have to move cities because of career. You're more likely to just, you know, have a change of opinions, have a change of heart or whatever. But like, we were together for 5 years. Yeah. And like, often when you're kind of 30 plus and you meet someone, you get married within 6 months, or you know, 18 months. Like, and no one usually waits 5 years if they meet kind of in their 30s. Exactly, yes. And I think, like, in your 30s, like you say, you meet at a time where you're either living in the same place or you're settled. Yeah. Obviously, every relationship's different. It's completely different. We're talking, like, very kind of just very broadly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I just want to say that. But yeah, when you meet someone when you're maybe older, you're more settled. Whereas I guess that around the time that we got married, we had become quite settled. And I think that's what a lot of our friends say about us is... You're in a position, and it's the same with wanting to have kids. Obviously, we're still young, so we're wanting to have kids, and a lot of people don't take it seriously when we say that we want to have kids. In terms of they're like, don't rush, like, and that's like all about our age. 30. Yeah. Oh, you guys are too young. You don't want kids now. You know, and I get that. People tell you, don't they? You don't want kids now. You don't, and I'm like, honey, I'm desperate. Okay, don't tell me what I don't want. But yeah, it's like. People do judge on age, and it's totally normal. But if someone was, say, 30 and wanted to have kids, you wouldn't find your neighbour going, don't rush! even if like you were in a relationship and only been in that relationship for like a year and a half,
it'd be like, oh,
no one would be like, oh no,
don't have kids, they're a pain.
Gosh, you enjoy your relationship first for the next 10 years, and then when you're 40 plus, have kids.
Exactly. So there is a common theme of people saying certain things with marriage young and having kids young. And again,
I feel like I'd be like that.
I would as
like,
well.
Just because I got married young doesn't mean that I don't play into the stereotypes. If someone I knew was getting married young, I'd be like, are you sure you want to be
literally,
getting married?
Our friends talk about it, and I'm like, you're young, don't rush. And I'm like, what am I on about? Like, it's just the normal sort of things that people say. We just basically felt in a really sort of good position to be getting married. I think our life has been very different from how we imagined it when we first got together. Not as how we imagined it, but
Oh, completely different.
We didn't think we'd be married at this age because we thought we'd still be, you know, finishing uni and finding jobs.
Well, we thought at this point we could well be, you know, working on different sides of the UK. Like, we had a very strong relationship, but throughout uni we were discussing the possibility that, you know, one of us would have to go to London, one of us would go to Manchester or wherever, like anywhere in the UK to kind of get the jobs that we wanted. I'm sorry, you were going to follow me, were you?
We went to the same uni. We can say that all we want, but we would have followed each other.
It's hard to know. What I'm saying is like we were having those conversations.
No, we definitely were, and I think
You think you would have followed me? You're too strong-minded to just follow me.
No, I'm not. I would have not have gone to the different uni.
I came to your uni.
Exactly. So you would have followed me, or I would have followed you. It's a nice thought that we would have gone our separate ways. But even if we had followed each other, which we would have, in my opinion, because I just feel like with those type of people,
you can't follow each other. One person has to follow the other.
Well, yeah. So
I think the likelihood was we both would have found jobs in London. So
yeah,
would
exactly.
Have kind of killed any need to follow one another.
That was sort of our vision anyway, wasn't it? But the point is, we would still be very early on within a job right now if we'd have continued with uni. Because obviously we dropped out. If you didn't know our life story. Yeah. We dropped out of uni to do social media.
Part of me still thinks that we could have got engaged and married young. It would have been a completely different kind of scale of wedding and stuff, you know, like there's no denying that we had, you know, a lovely large wedding.
Yeah.
It would have been, you know, a much smaller, a much cuter little gathering, but I could see us getting married younger.
Really? Could you?
Yeah.
Well, I never would have thought it, because obviously your proposal was such a shock, but in a good way. But I guess, I mean, I would have said yes whenever you asked me.
Aww.
But
Look at you.
oh my god, I actually feel physically sick. Why did we just do that?
We usually do it to Mila, don't we? We go up to Mila and we go boop boop.
That's why we both just said that. That is actually disgusting. We have never done that to each other, so please don't vision us off camera like
boop.
Oh,
That was actually quite scary.
Boop. Yeah, so how have things been different since we got married?
Have you found any differences? Like,
no, like
I know your hand's a bit heavier. Have you found anything like, you know, people chatting you up less?
Ooh.
You like...
I have actually found...
You were engaged for a year beforehand.
I was. So. I have actually found it quite funny. I mean, it's only happened a couple of times. Like, I don't go out much, to be honest. But a couple of times at the gym when people have been like a bit friendly, you know, when someone's like a bit more than friendly, or like at the, I don't know, like at the till.
Sort of wrong. He's probably just being friendly.
Maybe, probably. But then if someone seems maybe like quite friendly, which doesn't bother me, I'll say...
I'd rather him be, you know, nasty.
No, I'll say my husband or something, and they'll be like, oh, okay.
Oh, well, I guess that does give it away.
One time
the husband actually comes up naturally.
Literally. One time in the gym, someone actually got on a Stairmaster. We were having a conversation, and then I was like, oh, I come with my husband. He's just over there, and he just got off the Stairmaster. I was like, bye.
I remember that.
It was so funny. So it is actually quite a good,
I do feel sorry for, like, it's not really appropriate to chat with anyone in the gym, so don't do it.
You might meet a future hubby at the gym. I think it's fine to chat.
You do think it's okay? That's
I think
it's a different convo, but interesting.
I think it's fine to sort of, but obviously not to make anyone uncomfortable. Like if you start a conversation with someone and it goes well, why not? But obviously don't do it if it's like you're chatting and they're literally like, please don't. I feel uncomfortable.
Isn't the whole point of the gym is that you're like obviously you naturally look at people.
Actually,
There's no denying that it's human nature to kind of like look around, but then to kind of to kind of feel like you want to go and talk to someone, you probably have to look at them a little bit too long, and then it's just uncomfortable.
How do people like that, you know, for example, us, if we didn't have each other but we had jobs from working from home, like we literally never meet people.
Yeah.
How do people make, like, so if you saw someone in the gym that you actually were like, oh my gosh, you're so beautiful and you look like you'd be so much fun,
I guess,
why shouldn't you go up to talk to someone?
Do you think you should interrupt their workout though, or wait until the end?
No, you should not interrupt their workout.
You should not stare.
Not stare.
And then you should not interrupt a workout.
Yeah.
And maybe catch them when they're walking out at the end.
Catch them at the
And
water
you think
fountain.
that's acceptable?
I don't know actually. Guys, let me know. That's actually a really good, interesting topic because probably because
how do you meet people if you don't? I agree. Like gym is a very self-conscious place for people, which is why it's so that you don't want to be looking. Like no one goes to the gym to pull, but does anyone go anywhere to pull?
And actually, exactly, you don't want to start I'd rather someone like meet me, bump into me at the gym, fall in love with me, and then we fall in love with each other, than like, I don't know, then go.
If you're at a cafe and you're working, like no one. Like,
I don't know. I'm not used to this.
If you're not kind of like talking to people in normal life, then I guess the only way is online dating.
Why is gym different
clubs.
to a cafe or
then
meeting
people go
someone?
to the clubs not to pull, so it's like when
It should be acceptable for someone to chat to you without being creepy and weird, and then you just say, oh sorry, you know. It's just, I guess it's hard to sometimes be like, sorry, I'm not interested, or sorry,
That's what I mean. Sometimes you're interested in a workout though. I think it's.
Oh yeah,
okay.
You have to have, there's a very fine line between making someone uncomfortable or being an inconvenience or just being inappropriate.
Yeah.
But I think it can be.
Catch me at the water fountain.
Catch me at the water fountain, me? You? Water fountain.
Hey, how about we hit up the protein bar afterwards, hey?
This would literally
I'll buy you a protein bar on the way out, hey? First date.
Me and you on the first day of being single if we ever broke up. Me? You? Water fountain. That would be me. Oh my god, okay. I would love to know your guys. You always have really good info and stuff like that. Yeah. So that would be very interesting.
It's like where, if anywhere, it's acceptable to talk to the opposite sex. And it can work the other way, like girls, you know, chatting up guys.
Yeah, of course, it should always be
able to work
the
chatting
other
up
way.
guys, or girls chatting up girls. But like, where and when is it appropriate? And is it ever appropriate at the gym? That's what I'm interested in.
Yeah, like, why wouldn't it be? But then
completely
why would
off topic
it be?
Of getting married.
Anyway,
it's all good.
So that was on topic of, yes, I felt like using the word husband or having my ring has been a bit funny or come into handy a couple of times.
Yeah.
And then
and my attention seems to have stopped.
Really? Did you have loads before?
About 6 years ago.
Like, what do you mean?
Well, I never really had any, so it's all good.
Oh, you had one
since I moved out of my mum's house. Seem to have no attention of anyone now.
Oh, I get it. I'm really slow with James's jokes sometimes. I'm like, what did that mean? Explain it to me. But no, nothing else has really changed.
No.
Literally doesn't feel very different. No. We already had a house. Did we have Mila before we were engaged?
Yes.
I seriously have lost my timeline.
She was in the engagement video. She was going mad jumping on the sofa.
Oh god, of course she was.
What's going on, guys? Let me join in.
Because I was like, shut up!
You were.
Shut up! Oh my god, of course I will! Shut up! Anyway, let's not even go there.
I don't even know if you said yes at any point.
No.
No.
Of course I will. I said, of course I will.
Of course I will. Carys were hitting pictures, you know, notes that I haven't heard anyone hit before.
Yeah, I was very surprised. Yeah, well, has anything changed for you? Do you feel more in love with me?
Yes. Every day I still fall further and further in love with Carys.
Do you ever feel trapped?
No, not really.
Like, I'm just thinking of things that people might ask. Like, if you had like an argument, I know we don't have like huge rows, but obviously every couple argues, it's totally natural. Are you there like, oh, shouldn't have got married?
Can you imagine having an argument over something and then thinking, shouldn't have got married?
Well, you might. Like, that's how, you know.
But you think to think that there would have to be lots of arguments.
Yeah, it would.
Or like the argument would have to be something like really terrible, like cheating.
Yeah. So when I leave my plate out after I finished eating.
Yeah, Carys is really irritating. She just leaves. She just like cooks,
Do you think
she doesn't cook her own food, and then she like leaves all the dirty stuff there anyway. But you know,
do you regret marrying?
Love the girl apart from all her faults,
the flaws.
In which I could be here all day.
Love her.
I take you with your flaws.
Flaws and all.
Does the house come with the flaws?
God, is that a dad joke? That's
awful. Does it come with the flaws? It's it didn't really work.
I love that house. Flaws and all. Is that good?
You just beat me at the dad joke game. That was actually.
I'm getting so good. That was so much better than yours, wasn't it? Yeah. I thought maybe we would just do a couple of cues now, because like we're just sat here like so. Marriage, 1 year marriage is different.
We've been talking for 16 minutes, and I think about 10 minutes was about whether you could chat with someone in the gym.
We haven't actually said anything helpful or interesting, so I'm going to go to some questions now. Still in the honeymoon stage?
No.
I think that ended 5 years ago.
I don't think we were in the honeymoon stage after getting married.
That ended 5 years, 6 months ago.
I don't get the honeymoon stage. Does the honeymoon stage exist if you've already been living together for a couple of years?
Honeymoon stage I always think of when you actually get in a relationship.
Yeah, like when you start living together? Or just relationship?
Relationship, because it's like you're passionate and you're like, oh my God, I love you so much.
But then it restarts when you move in together.
Maybe.
It's that kind of excitement of living together.
Yeah.
And then maybe it restarts a little bit after marriage.
The weird thing is though,
it's the exciting thing of going,
depends when you get together, because like for us it was such a slow thing of like basically living half at mine, half at your parents, and then living at your parents, and then going to uni, and then living with your parents, and then getting our first house. And it was very slow and gradual. It wasn't like, we're getting our first house, want to move in together.
So when we moved into our first house, did you feel like... I didn't feel like that started a honeymoon phase. But maybe that's because we were kind of doing it up when we were living there, and there's a little bit...
I felt like the only honeymoon stage is right at the beginning.
Yeah.
But then, for me personally, I feel like our relationship gets better and better every year.
Oh yeah, it definitely gets better.
It gets better for different reasons other than... Yeah, I don't know, like... I still spend every day with you, and...
I quite like seeing, I think... By saying it gets better, I quite like the kind of falling into routine.
Yeah, that's
like
what I mean.
Actually, I find that really like satisfying and happy. How we start to have more and more of a routine, and we start to kind of do our different job roles within the house.
And I think people like the spontaneous honeymoon period, where it's like you're starting out and it's very spontaneous and it's very like ooh la la.
Does he actually like me?
Yeah, like it's all a game. No. But,
mind games galore.
But yeah, for me personally, it might just match my personality.
Yeah.
I much prefer the ultimate comfort. Like I never would, have sort of struggle to trust you or have doubts. And for me, like I just live,
But that's because I guess, especially for someone who struggled with self-love and anxiety, still does a bit. Like the honeymoon phase would have been torture for you.
Horrible.
Because you just didn't know, you just didn't trust yourself.
For ages in our relationship, as someone so insecure and so lacking self-love, so much of my mind was taken up each day by feeling jealous or feeling sad or, trying to be an attention seeking and stuff like that. Like now I can devote my whole mind to
arts and crafts.
Arts and crafts. To anything I want to do in life. I'm fully into it. We're fully together. And it's not like you underestimate how much of a mind game it is to be in a relationship when you're not fully trusting and fully unconditionally loving. It's exhausting.
Absolutely exhausting.
For both people.
Continuously doubt, is this a long-term relationship? Is this not? But you have to go through it. Like, depending on whether you lack self-love or you have anxiety or whatever. Yeah. Like, it would be harder for some people than others. But everyone has to go through a certain element of... not knowing. I guess like something horrific could still happen here. Fingers crossed, or not even fingers crossed. Let's just hope it doesn't. But like you've all got to go through that honeymoon period. That's definitely traumatic until you kind of settle down. It's traumatic. We've
gone from being like everyone's like honeymoon period, and we're like everyone's got to go through the awful honeymoon period. Okay, we ran out of memory. We're back. So that will segue us onto another question. Okay, so there's a lot, as always, about babies. So I feel like we should just address this one. Do you feel pressured to have kids now that you're married? I think that's quite a common theme I can see coming on here.
I think we have the pressure of the complete opposite. Not the complete opposite, but I think the majority of our friends and family, I think they'd be excited if we did choose to try to get pregnant. But then at the same time, they're like, you don't just live your life.
There's definitely no pressure.
There's no pressure at all.
Of being like, oh, now you're married, you better have kids. Like James said, if anything, it's the opposite way of people just being like, make sure you're ready, make sure you've spent all...
Yeah.
And that's up to each individual couple when they want to have kids, absolutely.
I think that's often... I think getting married young, there's probably less pressure than if you were older and getting married. Because I think if you're, maybe one of the later people in your friendship groups to get married or whatever, you may personally then feel more pressure to almost play like catch up.
Although I personally don't feel pressured, I potentially was swayed by excitement in terms of like everyone now is more comfortable saying, you know, or when are you thinking of having kids, or like when you, I don't know, I feel like I get questions more like that now, or like when do we expect, and you know, even on here there's just constantly questions about kids. It's not that I'm like, oh, should we have a baby, I feel pressured. It's like, I can't wait, and maybe that it did get me excited.
So maybe it gets it in your head a bit more.
Yeah.
So
it feeds into it. Yeah, of like
if everyone was asking, are you gonna get a new puppy?
Yeah.
Then like you might be thinking, should I get
a new puppy? And then you start like, you know, your mind does stuff like that. You just start to like get excited and you feel ready and everything like that. So to be honest, whether it was that or not, it doesn't really matter, because we feel really ready and excited to have kids, and that's the main thing. But whether it probably was, you know, a high percentage of chance that those things do feed into your subconscious creation of your timeline journey in life. Somebody asked, how has the money situation changed? For us personally, it was very similar before we got married. We've always pretty much shared money. I mean, I know we were at uni and we got together quite young, so obviously we didn't share money back then.
But at uni was when we created the business, and since then we've just...
Ever since we started the business, which is how we now make money, like we addressed in a recent video, a lot of people think that money comes from, you know, we're given money by our parents or James's parents. A lot of people think that we're given money, but we're actually not. All the money that we've made is made from our business, and so we're 50-50 in a business, and that's how we make money. And we've always shared, you know, we've got shared, all our accounts are shared, basically.
Yeah, like, you know, like just like I guess a lot of people choose to share money when they get married, and it's the same as, you know, same as that really. We have our individual accounts, but I pay for everything, and Carys' account just builds up money.
Yeah.
And every now and then I'm like, Carys, can you transfer me some of that money that's sitting in your account?
I never have my card with me or anything, so I feel like the queen every time I go somewhere. I'm like, oh, I forgot my purse again. Oh, and it's really funny because every time we're out, I'm not sure again if it's because we're young or whatever, but I always, it's me, it's my problem.
It's because we're young or because I'm just so glamorous.
And you're my sugar daddy. But I feel like everyone judges me in terms of like, say we're buying something that's obviously for me, we're at the checkout, like if I do a shop in Topshop, we're at the checkout and you'll go, you'll literally go every time, I swear you do it just to make me look bad. Have you got your wallet? Oh no, I haven't, sorry James, can you pay? Oh, I just look so bad every time.
I don't do it on purpose.
No, I know you don't, because you're trying to spread out the money. In Practical James's head, you're trying to like spend on my card, spend on your card.
Yeah, because otherwise I have to get you to transfer to me.
I know.
Because my bank's going down and yours is like just going up with the salary every month.
Every time I'm like, no, I don't. Please, can you pay for me,
Even
James?
though it's 100% shared money.
Even though it's my money as well. I feel the need to like say that even though I never have. I just get embarrassed. I'm like, no, sorry. But yeah, I'm always really interested in how people do money, and I think it's a really interesting one.
Yeah, it's just such a big thing, isn't it? Like, you know, what is it? It's something like after something, money's the thing that causes the most divorces.
No, money's the top one.
That's the top one. And it's quite a major one, isn't it? And people, it's one of those really difficult ones. It's like, do you share money and then ultimately trust the other person not to be spending?
It's really hard. You know what? It's honestly, there's seriously there's no easy answer.
Because we essentially earn the same.
Yeah, exactly. Ours is a very, not simple, obviously, but it kind of is quite a simple situation. We own a business together. We personally feel as if we put in 50-50 for this business in different ways, and that even can you know, that's also based on how we live our life, you know, stuff around the house. Our life literally is our business, and so they mingle into one, and so it really is a 50-50 split, and that's almost very simple for us.
But we don't, who knows kind of who spends more?
No, we would never tally up.
We would never know kind of who spends more. But then, I don't know, it's difficult, like,
It is very difficult because it all depends on what situation you're in, how much you earn. Every single factor is going to depend on how you deal with your own situation in a couple. And
we also agree on kind of like what to spend money on and how much to spend money on.
Yeah,
so like when it comes to cars, mortgages,
we've got similar views.
Like we've always kind of agreed with that, like what kind of tiles to get for the kitchen.
Yeah,
it's like it's not like one of us wants to get, you know, £120 per square metre and the other one wants to get 10. Yeah. It's like we're always quite kind of on the same page.
Yeah, and so if you're a couple where you have like really one of you loves luxury cars and one of you doesn't, it can be very difficult to share money and to do something like that. So It's literally like figuring out whatever works for you and whatever suits you best as a couple, which is the answer to every freaking question ever in the
Communication,
universe.
guys.
One more question. Oh, this is a good one. Oh, this is a good one to end on. Bit juicy. Do you guys ever fantasize about what it's like to be single again and what it would be like to be single again, basically? Not fantasize. I'm going to replace that word with wonder.
With wonder.
Well, we had a conversation literally yesterday, didn't we? We were like talking about what we thought.
Talking to about
no, it was me and you. We were talking about what we thought each other would be like. Wait, what conversation did we have about this?
Weird.
No, it was with you, James. It was about what we thought we would be like as single people.
But do you think you wonder? I think it's quite an interesting one. I remember whenever the once a year. I've got a really close friend who lives in Guernsey, which is an island just off the UK, and once a year I'll go and see him, and and we'll go, I'll go to his, and we'll have a couple of drinks, and we'll go out, and you start to think, oh, the single life is great, this is fun. Then literally I'm standing in the nightclub going, save me, please get me home. But yeah, it's an interesting one because I never think of it of. Do you know what do you ever wonder what it would be like to single? I think of it. Do you wonder what it would be like, not to have Carys in your life? And that's so much more major.
Yeah.
In terms of, I would be fine single. No offense to you, I would be fine single if I've never met Carys. But now that I've met Carys and I love Carys to bits, I don't want to go back to being single. Yeah. So I don't So it's a completely different thing. I enjoy being with my friends once a year, and having a couple of drinks and going for a dance and, and I enjoy doing things on my own, don't get me wrong. But then I would never want to be single, because to be single I would then not have Carys.
Yeah, when I met you, you were very much like an independent man. You weren't the type of person that was like, I want to be in a relationship just for the sake of being in a relationship, which is probably what I more so am. James was very much just like content and really happy. And honestly, I think, again, I don't like to remove myself from the equation, but if you hadn't met me, I can imagine you just being a really, I don't know, good single person, just because you're really content and you're practical, James. So you would wait for the right person and you'd have fun with your friends for the sake of having fun, not just going out to pull a girl or to meet a girl. And then you'd meet the love of your life when you met the love of your life. I just met you and tied you down first.
We met so early.
I know.
So yeah, I think I always like to flip questions like that.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
I don't know about you being single. So you don't wonder about being single? You don't think, oh, I'd love a bit of single life now?
I like to wonder, so I sort of wonder, I like to wonder, where's that going? I often wonder how I would, say if I was to be single now, and again, I don't really think of it as leaving you, because that just breaks my heart, but I think of it as, say if I was single now and I lived this life, which I wouldn't, because if I didn't have you, I wouldn't be in this position and living this life and doing this job, but I often think about how I would meet people in this new life which I have, which is a self-employed job working from home. I meet no one, basically, I don't do things, so I do find myself, or will have conversations like, how do people meet people, or how do people, and I do think now, how would I meet someone, and what would I be like, and I wonder because I've changed so much as a person, as I've spoken about before, I am like 50 billion times more a better person since I met James, and I became so confident in myself, and I became who I truly was meant to be, I believe, and my family believes, and my friend believes, because I was very sort of insecure before I met James, and I think now, I wonder what I'd be like. I think it would be a very different story. I think I would hope I would value myself more, and definitely. I would search for someone who treat me right. Who treated me right, who I would, and I hope that I would be like that more than I was before I met you. But again,
early on, you had a couple of famous footballers message you.
I know. When I started my Instagram.
When you started your Instagram, a couple of high flying, probably earn quite a few million a year.
Are you saying I'm chasing the money?
I'm saying I don't know what they were chasing.
Rude! That was our 1 year marriage review. Don't really know if it was a good review.
Did we review anything?
Did we have any... Oh, my hip just clicked. Any good insight? Maybe we will after year 2. Maybe it'll be a different story.
Stay tuned for our 2-year wedding review in 1 year's time.
Yeah. We hope you guys enjoyed. I feel like it's a good time to say thank you so much for following us over the past year.
Yes.
Everything that obviously me and James post is part of our life, and we post a lot about our life, haven't we? From buying houses to being engaged to starting a family, hopefully, if we're lucky enough. We love posting our life online, and we're so thankful for all of you that come with us on our little journey. So thank you so much. This channel is very special to us. I know we literally say it all the time, but thank you. We love you.
Thank you for making it all possible.
It's not possible. It would never have been possible without you guys, so thank you so much. Please give the video a like if you did enjoy it. Leave us a comment below. We love reading the comments. Insight on anything marriagey would be fun, because we love reading your comments, and we love any sort of stuff like that. We love hearing your stories and hearing about you.
You guys can review our marriage.
Yeah, let us know. We changed in a year. We changed much. I feel like people say you've gotten a lot more confident on camera.
Me?
But you were always
no, I definitely have gotten
you definitely have, haven't you?
Yeah.
Love you guys so much. Thank you, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.
Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.
Bye.